Hey guys, it's Matt from Vector Gaming and I'm here with Steve and Andy, and we've just finished playing The Evil Within, which is a survival horror type game. Guys, what was your first view, I guess, of seeing other people playing the game and then eventually get on it? What was your initial thoughts of, trying it for the first time?
Well, I played the game. I got stuck at this gate because there's no kind of visual cues to go and open this gate. And eventually I had to get help by Matt of exactly how to get through. Anyway, I proceeded through, went through a few doors. It's a little bit confusing when you do this, because you don't really know where to go. And then there was some music on, I heard some music, and next minute this weird alien, zombie thing came out and swiped me around the face. It was quite scary at some points. It made me jump. But I don't know what you thought about it, Andy.
Yeah, I have to say, I didn't think it was particularly scary. There was a couple of moments when I did jump, what the hell was that, when a creature came in, or there was one stage where you were walking along and the walls suddenly opened up and there was these sort of crushers and it was dragging you to it, and then you had to try and shoot one of the sensors.
I think the first thing I said to you was that it wasn't scarier so much of the enemies, it was more as annoying, that they came and attack you and sometimes you couldn't get rid of them because if they got too close and you can't aim accurately, but there was no kind of comparing to in fact watch this the Alien Isolation video we did and compare it, because these are two horror games but different styles. That had more suspense and build up, I'd say. With Evil Within it was kind of like you were searching around the house, like Steve said. There wasn't one thing I have to say is that even with the gate that Steve was stuck on for a bit, I was stood there for a good 30 seconds trying all the different buttons, because there are on-screen prompts to pick up stuff, but interacting with doors and stuff wasn't, and I don't know why that decision's made, or if that's intention, if they just decided not to bother with that.
Yeah, I mean, because looking at the demo that we played, it did say Chapter 9 on the loading screen, so I don't know whether it was such a stage where they're like, oh yeah, people would know how to open stuff, so maybe it tells you earlier in the game, but if it doesn't, then that's something they need to add. There was also, both me and Matt, you found as well, there was some sort of head that was just on a plinth.
Oh yeah.
There was a brain and you could probe it, but I got to that stage and I was like, okay, I started probing, and then I noticed I was losing health, and was like, why am I losing health? I'm trying to probe it. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
before I died.
I lost a bit of health, and then I was a third time lucky, maybe, and then I tried to do what you did. You have these needles in this head, and you have to probe it in different bits, and I just randomly tried a certain part of the brain. It was oh, it worked, and some blood meter thing tank filled up, and then one thing I got to say, the guy didn't have that much voice acting, the character you play as, but I don't know if you guys would agree with this, but when he when you're at the door for the mansion and there's this doctor and he's carrying away a mental patient or something,
yeah.
and there's hey, come back, but I only heard him say 2 sentences, but I was that was really cringeworthy voice acting. It didn't sound, it kind of ruined it for me, when he's hey, come back. I was really? It didn't sound like he was, if that was me, I'd kind of feel a little bit freaked out, scared, I thought this place was abandoned, why are there people here? It seemed very incredibly relaxed for the expression of the voices.
I guess it's because it might be taken out of context because it was so far in the game, but it definitely didn't explain what was going on at all. And even the little video beforehand, I didn't think it explained much about what was going on in the game and what the backstory was and why you were there particularly.
Well, when I saw that doctor, when you walk through and he opened the door up and then the door closed, I thought, originally you had to actually shoot the guy. So there was me trying to load off a few shots, nothing happened, and the door slammed, and I thought, oh, where am I now? I'm in this big old creepy house on my own.
Well, I found myself getting more frustrated than scared because I ran out of ammunition, I had no weapons, and I was trying to basically punch this guy with an axe. There's the detonators that just randomly go off and you hear beep, 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 and you get close. And then you run away.
So you could actually disarm those traps.
Yeah, but I tried to lure one of the creatures towards it and it ran away.
You tried to trap them in it?
Yeah,
okay,
but it hit me in the thing, but it didn't kill it. And then, like you said, you can incinerate enemies. You light a match, you can burn them if they're on the ground.
So the way it seemed to work is when you hit them enough and they did actually fall on the floor. You could press circle and you chucked a match on them and they actually burn and they wouldn't come back alive. But if you didn't do that, I did notice one of the guys I'd shot, and he was like down on the ground. I couldn't hit circle quick enough, and he started getting back up.
And that's what I was trying to do. I was like, come on, quickly. And then once he got up to a certain point, it was like, I can't get him now, and I got killed. One thing I do have to say, I don't know if either of you got killed at all, but the time I got killed was when I was attacking this guy with the axe, and I was sat there. The loading screen was so long. Like, I was sat there, I got so bored that I started looking at both you and you and Andy's screens. I was like watching. I wonder what they're up to, because like it was just taking so long. I think it must have been at least a minute, this loading, and it was just like, if I have to sit through that every time I die, I have to sit through this long loading screen, and I really don't want to have to do that. But Steve, once you got past the gate, did you find yourself enjoying the game much? Or?
I did, but you know what I'm like for jump scares. I'm not very good. I opened this door up, and behind this door there was this lady, and she had like a real ripped face. Skin was missing off her face, and I couldn't see her, you know, where she was, because she was in the dark. She came out, and then she just started swiping me, and that is when I jumped.
But the one thing I found is it tries to get you to explore like the house and stuff, but I kind of was like, I just want to get to like more I don't know, so I wanted to get more action, because I didn't have an incentive to want to explore, because sometimes I'd open doors, be nothing in there, and it'd just be a complete waste of time. But I don't know if you also felt the same way. Like, did you kind of want to explore? Did it really?
Yeah, I did. I explored a bit, but I didn't really know what was going on, to be honest. I sort of shambled away around a bit, and then I went through one passageway and ended up going back the same direction. And I think, given a bit more time, I might be able to figure out what was going on, but it didn't immediately let us know, you know, hey, this is what your objective is.
So overall, would you buy this game, or would you kind of wait a bit and then get it?
I'd have to wait a bit before I bought it, because I'm not really too sure on the game, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'd have to wait.
And Andy, what about you?
It wasn't sold to me, I have to say. I'd have to see some more of the game and what it was all about before I put money down to buy it.
Yeah, no, I'd say I felt the same way. Like, I couldn't see myself purchasing this. If I had to pick any horror game, it'd probably be Alien Isolation. But guys, that has been all for this video. If you have liked this video, be sure to subscribe and check out all our videos for EGX London 2014.